the starches, most all the grains are pretty much something that really doesn't help most people. There's far better sources of carbohydrate than grains. So get rid of the grains and cut out the legumes. So no breads, pastas, cereals, rice, potatoes, corn. Corn's a vegetable, is thought as a vegetable. It's actually classified as really as a grain. So you want to eliminate those foods until your blood sugar starts to get in control. Even fruits. These will increase your insulin levels and increase your insulin resistance. If you replace the extra calories with those healthy fats and avoid the bad fats, I think you're going to go a long way towards really providing your body with the fuel that it was designed to have so that you can optimize your individual biochemical reactions.
By choosing to focus the recent Worst of the Food Industry episodes on low-carb health gurus, of which Dr. Mercola is an example, I want to mention something. I have no problem with the audience who follow celebrity health gurus like Dr. Mercola. If anything, the people who follow these health gurus are health-conscious people who are willing to make diet and lifestyle changes or otherwise actively seek out health-related information. These are exactly the kind of people we want to encourage to try a whole foods plant-based diet. By no means do I disagree with all of Dr. Mercola's recommendations, but there are a few points of contention which are too large to go unchecked. So if you're a fan of Dr. Mercola, stay tuned, as the following information may be worth your consideration.
You see, I believe that all of us were designed through our specific biochemistry and genetics to have a certain type of food, and that food is not necessarily the same for all of us. So some of us are designed to eat lots of protein and fat, while others are designed to eat more of a vegetarian type of diet, and of course some are in the middle. Food that follows the general principles, but it's not designed for their specific genetic type and biochemistry, then you're going to have some problems. So and I really firmly believe that metabolic typing is the key. So we've been offering that online for, I believe, at least 3 years or so. And we've had tens of thousands of people take this test at the cost of about $25 to $30. And we started to use that program and actually continue to revise and improve it to the point now where we've given it a new name called nutritional typing. Whatever, even if it gives you the wrong type, which is certainly possible, it's a low likelihood, but it is possible. But even if it gives you the wrong type, the foundational guiding principle of the entire system is to listen to your body, because your body will give you the feedback. You're going to listen to your body for certain clues.
T. Colin Campbell has spent over 50 years in the diet and health research and policy community. Campbell is the author of the China Study and over 350 publications, most of them peer-reviewed. He addresses the nutritional typing aspect of Dr. Mercola's business model in the following article. Quote, "He relies on the bogus idea that it is our individual differences in, quote, metabolism, unquote, that makes it possible for us to determine which foods please our metabolism and guard us against future ailments. He has no idea what is metabolism. It changes and responds continuously, and it is an enormously complex system of digestion, absorption, transport, enzymatic synthesis, and breakdown of intermediates and distribution, excretion, and storage of metabolites, all in an effort to maintain homeostasis. Reducing this concept to a simple phenomenon of energy use, which we can assess for ourselves, is more superficial than adjectives can describe."
So your body's going to give you the understanding and the feedback mechanisms to essentially allow you to modify and adjust the program so that it works perfectly for you. And that really is the key.
Campbell goes on to say, quote, "Our society has serious health problems, and people are looking for serious advice. Mercola and others of the Atkins stripe believe that 1. We are biologically different, 2. We therefore require unique dietary lifestyles that represent a broad spectrum of possibilities, and 3. We, perhaps with very expensive phone consultations, are essentially required to customize our diet based on our reactions to food soon after we eat it. Mercola and his colleagues also never fail to advocate that diets high in protein, fat, and cholesterol are not only acceptable, but are advisable for most people. In a marketing sense, this strategy works because people, while remaining uncertain about their best health practices, will continue to present a big market for pills, potions, supplements, and gadgets that make some people financially rich, but most people health poor.
Because most likely there's going to be some underlying deception involved because of some conflict of interest or some ulterior motive. Now, in the health area, no delusion has had wider acceptance in a longer run than the belief that cholesterol levels in your blood are a major risk factor in the cause of heart disease and stroke, and that fat is a pernicious evil. So how did this massive misinformation campaign start?
No mention of the fact that total cholesterol is the only risk factor necessary for heart disease. Our bodies make all the cholesterol we need. Dietary cholesterol is only found in animal products. No mention of trimethylamine oxide. No mention of the fact that fatty meals impair artery function and cause platelet aggregation. No mention of the fact that meat consumption is associated with weight gain. Mercola blames both obesity and heart disease on carbohydrates.
Not even just other types of sugars, but it's, could be starchy, healthy vegetables. But the fact that people are eating so many of these and their glucose levels and glucagon levels are, not glucagon, glycogen levels are so chronically elevated that they essentially, their body forgets the ability, as you well know, to burn fat. So if you can't burn fat, you can't access, so you're going to be, those cravings, you will always have them unless you get off of it. So the part of the problem is to get off of those carbs, start to burn fat.
Hundreds of thousands of men and women across 10 countries with weight gain measured over a 5-year period. What did they find? Total meat consumption was positively associated with weight gain in men and women, in normal weight, overweight subjects, and in smokers and non-smokers. In conclusion, our results indicate that meat intake is positively associated with weight gain, and this association persisted after adjustment for total energy intake and underlying dietary patterns. Our results are therefore in favor of the public health recommendation to decrease meat consumption for health improvement.
Because really when we eat food, most of it's converted to glucose, and that's what the primary fuel for most people are using. And there is an alternative, which we'll discuss in great detail, which is fat, and it burns far more efficiently. But why don't we start there and differentiate between how dirty burning glucose is versus burning fat, or as it's ultimately metabolized into the fatty acids and ketones.
There's a lot of reasons why it makes a whole bunch of more sense to be burning fat most of the time for fuel. That's how we evolved as humans, to primarily burn fat as our fuel, not carbs.
Absolutely. So I think that's the key. And from my understanding, really one of the core drivers of almost all diseases, the differences between the fat and the carbs with respect to the reactive oxygen species. I think an indirect measurement in one that you have in one of your books is that you notice that when people are burning fat as their primary fuel, their respiratory quotient is like, it can go down to as low as 0.7 as opposed to 1, which would suggest that they're generating less carbon dioxide. Because when you burn fuel, you're going to generate carbon dioxide and water. But when you burn fat, you generate, 30% less carbon dioxide, suggesting it's a lot cleaner fuel to burn.
Now that was some dark eugenics code talk. It combines a Frederick Taylorism style efficiency expert with the molecular biology notion of human exhalation as a form of emission, and offers ketosis as the solution. That's rich. If you want to lower your carbon footprint, stop supporting animal agriculture by eating a plant-based diet.
Eventually, truth has a tendency to emerge.